And welcome back to the 2022 AVP Pro Series, the Central Florida Open. Next up here on Stadium Court, the women's match. Looking for a ticket to the semifinals. Let's throw it down to Mark Sherman for the introduction of our teams.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. We got some storylines in this one. We got one player looking to win her second AVP in Florida. We got players on opposite sides of the net that are really, really good friends that also really just get after each other on the court when they're on opposite sides of the net. Can't wait to see how that turns out. We have got one team to send to the semifinals. Tavares, you ready to do this? Ready to get these teams out here? Let's do this thing, baby. Here we go. This first player, oh, it is all Gucci. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, you get to go first. I love the fire from this team, especially from this young lady. When she gets on a roll, she's going to be looking into that camera, looking up at you, looking at her partner. It's going to be real, real good from Kelly Reeves. And her partner out of USC, all the way back in Southern California, but she likes it on this coast as well, ladies and gentlemen. She got her first AVP victory in Fort Lauderdale earlier this year, looking to back it up here at the Central Florida Open. She is Haley Harward. And their opponents teaming up here in Tavares. I told you about those friends. Kelly Reeves, real good friends with this one, Gina Urango, but they have both told me that they're not friends now. They're not friends that are just going to get after it. By the way, she is also now an AVP champion, getting the win in Atlanta out of Los Alamitos, California, and USC. It's Gina Urango. And her partner, now I've said it three times. I got one more to go, but now right now I'm dialed in. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the M. Capers. Now, she is a 9-time AVP champion and the recently married Emily Day Capers. Let me hear it loud and proud for Emily, everybody. Emily Capers, you know her, you love her, now we know her by another name.
Emily and Gina.
Well, Mark said it. Emily Capers and Gina Urango, the overall 1 seed, taking on the 5th seeded team of Haley Harward and Kelly Reeves here on Stadium Court in the quarterfinals. Chance to move on to the semifinals. Matt Prosser alongside Dane Blanton. Dane, this should be a really good one. We see Haley Harward, she won earlier this year. Gina Urango also won earlier this year, but with different partners. What do you expect to see in this match?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Haley Harward winning with Tina Gradina in Fort Lauderdale. So successful in Florida. It'll be interesting if she can back that up here. But this is going to be a battle. These four athletes haven't really played each other in these pairs. So I think it's going to be about being aggressive. And I think that Emily Day Capers has a bit of an advantage up at the net as a blocker. And kind of let's get it off the table early. We are going to mess up Emily Day's name every once in a while because it's now Emily Capers. She recently got married, and we're going to try our best.
Yes, we certainly are. Congratulations to her and her newlywed husband as well, getting married just a few weeks ago out in Palm Desert, California. So going by Emily Capers. Moving forward, and a quick start for Harward and Reeves. Haley Harward, one of the most physical players on the tour, 5'9" defender. Good jump serve, but Capers is there to attack high off of Reeves' block and take that ball out of bounds, Dane.
Yeah, like I said, the net, I'm going to give the advantage to Capers, but in terms of physicality, maybe some aggressiveness, it's going to have to come from Reeves and Harward if they're going to be successful.
That's a great shot right there by Capers. Solid footwork to get herself underneath the ball and then drive it back to the corner. Scoring that point for her side and tying us up at 2 points apiece. So Gina Urango utilizing that jump serve that she's used throughout her career. There's a good joust at the net. Reeves can't get that third contact over, so a point for Capers Urango.
Gina Urango, you know, I like to call it Gina Urango 2.0. This is their first tournament as partners, and they have 10 combined wins. But Urango this season has really come out with a vengeance, winning her first AVP event and really looking sharp. She is stronger, she's jumping better, and it's a lot of fun to see someone 33 years of age coming out and really changing their game for the better.
Now, I've been able to speak with her coach, Eric Baranek, quite a bit. Former partner of mine. Eric and I played together in a couple of events a few years ago, and he's shed a little bit of light on this sort of Gina 2.0 in terms of her training, her fitness levels, what she does in the gym, as well as her repetitions on the beach and getting better. And, you know, he really said that the partnership that they have has helped her career, and she'll vouch for it as well, and obviously making some big strides this year on the AVP Tour. So after the side switch, Kelly Reeves will serve, leaving Harward up at the net blocking against Capers. Drop and a nice dig, but too much heat there from Emily Capers with no block in front of her.
Yeah, solid drop and solid dig, but the only thing that needed to be was just a little bit higher to allow Reeves to get there and set it.
So Capers really the only true blocker on the court. She's going to serve and run up. Nice serve to Reeves, but Urango gets the dig. But the counterattack misses out of the inline.
Yeah, right there. The set in transition was just a little bit too far inside for Urango. You got to set it out to her right arm. If it gets inside on her left arm, it's harder to control.
Aggressive jump serve there from Harward, but she misses the corner.
Here we go, Gina!
We're going to see a lot of jump serving in this match, Dane. Urango, we've talked about her jump serve, but Kelly Reeves and Harward, they're going to rely on their jump serves as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Who wins that battle on the back line is going to be successful. There's a nice push set to the outside, and that is successful. So Harward, you know, I was coaching at USC when Harward came over from Long Beach as a libero indoor, and the gains and the strides that she has made on the beach are just incredible.
Yeah, they really are. For her to win an event in what is essentially her rookie season is quite an accomplishment. As that attack from Capers rolls along the net and doesn't find the court.
Yeah, this is just crazy right here. Rolling, rolling, keeps going. It's rare that you see a ball stay on top of the net that long. Remember, Harward is just 5'9", and they are switch blocking, Matt Prosser. 5'9" up at the net. Harward, that's giving away some height to Capers.
Yeah, definitely a little change up in what we commonly see on the AVP is the taller of the two players, the blocker, but the team in red, again, will rely on their jump serving and freeing them up to not have to run up to block. It's working nicely so far. 8-5 advantage, and Dane, a very early timeout called by Capers and Urango.
Yeah, Capers and Urango are going to have to kind of slow some things down right now. Reeves and Harward, very good ball control team, and that's the difference right now. Being aggressive, having solid ball control, and it's resulted in this three-point lead.
Early timeout here, Harward and Reeves currently on.
We haven't talked very much about Kelly Reeves, the native of San Diego. A very physical player herself that relies on her jump serving and siding out from the left side.
For another shot at the semifinals.
Played her college volleyball at UCLA and comes from a very strong lineage of volleyball players.
This is the Terramana match of the day. Make sure you go say hi to the folks in the
Yeah, it's interesting. Reeves I guess you'd call her the only player on the court right now yet to have won on the AVP. She's gotten third 4 times. So the question is, could this weekend be her weekend? But Emily Day, 9 championships. Gina Urango winning her first this year, as we talked about in Atlanta with Julia Scholes early on. And then Haley Harward, also her first victory happening this year with Tina Gradina in Fort Lauderdale. So Kelly Reeves knocking on the door, 30 years of age, in her prime.
And Emily Capers comes right back out of that timeout with an aggressive swing to get the side out off the block and take the point. So it looks like that timeout strategy worked for them. And Dan, like you talked about with Haley Harward at the net there as the undersized blocker, perhaps that's the matchup that will favor Capers. Nice break and dig by Urango. Now a chance. She goes down the line at Reeves and scores into the corner.
Yeah, that was a really solid set by Emily Capers right there. That time she got it out to the right shoulder for Urango, and Urango just picked her spot.
Now Capers will utilize that jump float serve over to Reeves. She goes for the back set. And that's a nice high attack from Kelly Reeves to score the point.
Yes, it is.
For Reeves and Harward, it's going to be all about limiting any unforced errors, keeping the pressure on, keeping the ball control, but more importantly, keeping the ball in the court.
Out of system pass from Urango. Nice dig there by Reeves. Now a chance from the left. And she drives it to the corner. And Dane, that all started off in favor of Harward and Reeves by that jump serve.
Yeah, serving pressure is something that I was able to work with Haley Harward when she was at USC quite often. At first, she was just kind of keeping the ball in, and then realized it's so important to be intentional and to try to put pressure from that service line. It can win matches.
Well, there's a nice side out by Gina Urango on the right side, challenging Reeves' block that time and winning. So Capers and Urango down by 2 here in set number 1. And Gina misses that serve into the net. And Dane, for Urango and Capers, the challenge for them is who are they going to serve, because you have 2 very physical players on the other side in Harward and Reeves. So, you know, what's the strategy for them going to who do they serve and who they want to play defense against?
Well, you know, that's a really tough call, and that's what makes up a good team, you know. There's a mishandled ball right there by Capers. But, you know, it's kind of, you want to feel it out, see who's going to give you a few points. You know, I think that Reeves has a little more experience on the beach, but I think from a physical standpoint, Harward can be more explosive.
So after that mishandling call against Capers, it's now a 4-point advantage. Urango from the right goes with that high line shot over Harward's block for their 9th point. And that brings us to our 21-point technical timeout here in set number 1. So great start for Harward and Reeves. 3-point advantage halfway through now for them. You can see no coach in their box, just, you know, 2 peers working together this weekend, playing in their first event together, but the last event of the season. Good communication there between partners. Dane, elaborate a little bit if you can. Playing with somebody for the first time, but you've known each other for so long. In moments like this, what is it that you're trying to communicate to and work towards going through this tournament and this match?
Well, you know, there's so much to talk about when it's a new partnership. There's positioning. There's what part of the court do you want to cover when the ball's hit over on two. There's, you know, what do you want to happen when the ball comes over on the first contact. And there's spacing issues. So you can't really communicate enough, I don't think, when you are a new partnership. And it's nice to see. You know, some new partnerships, they just don't say a lot and just hope things will gel. Others communicate a lot, and that seems to be the case with Harward and Reeves at this point.
Well, communication obviously so key in this sport, whether it's beach volleyball, indoor volleyball, one teammate or a dozen teammates. If you don't talk, you're not going to win, and it's helping them out right now as Capers brings us back to action after that timeout. That serve goes over to Harward from the right side. And that is what she does so well, Dane. She keeps her shoulders square to the net and then slices that ball cross-body for the winner.
Yeah, the pass is way too far to the left, but she makes it up by just kind of cuffing the ball down to the sand quickly.
Good jump serve over to Capers now. That was deep, almost hit the ring, but called out of bounds. So another hitting error. And the lead grows now to 5 points.
And that's been the difference, right? The unforced errors, keeping the ball in when you're not sure that you have a winner to give yourself another opportunity.
What a dig by Harward, and what a counterattack as well. The former Trojan getting the dig. That's got to be something you like to see, Dane.
Well, yeah, there's that wisdom kicking in. She knows that the block is not there and the block is retreating and unbalanced. So what does she do? She hits the ball right at Capers for the point.
And Capers comes right back with her own high line shot over the block and down. Capers and Urango have to get some momentum going here, and it should start from the end line because they need some quick points. Get back in this one.
Yeah, and we know how effective Urango's serve can be. She just has to get it firing again.
Now there's one for them as Urango gets the dig and Capers puts up a nice set for the counterattack. And you heard it there, great communication from Urango to Capers to let her know where she was. Gina goes to the strong jump serve over to Reeves. Footwork gets a little compromised, but somehow able to make it happen and score the point.
Yeah, Kelly Reeves, quite the player. You know, she's got that, you mentioned UCLA in her blood. She was born at the UCLA hospital, and get this, Matt, her mom played for UCLA and was an All-American there. So it was kind of written where she was going to go.
Blocked back but covered, and now a chance for Urango. So Gina and Emily will take the point. A little extra communication here.
Let's take a look at this. Is there... doesn't look like a net at all. That's a beautiful block. Look how
the net
high.
cam view here. Now one of those phantom nets that Haley didn't get, perhaps just sort of planting the seed there with the down official, but 12 serving 16 now for Emily Capers. Good serve, getting Reeves out of system. Easy dig for Gina. And Gina goes with the left hand, challenging the block and winning.
Yeah, that was impressive right there by Urango. Last minute decision and having the skill to do it with that offhand. And I think that's enough. Harward and Reeves look like they're going to call a timeout.
So Urango and Capers getting a little momentum built on their side. It would be a good time to take a timeout, perhaps a little extended timeout here, cleaning off the sunglasses.
I was going to say the same thing. I mean, no complaint out of Urango and Capers there. Both of them going over, cleaning the glasses, taking their time. Kind of a bonus timeout.
So Capers will get us back to action now. And with that jump float, catches the tape, but passed well. Reeves goes high angle off the hands and scores the point, so they escape with that one.
Yeah, that was a tough side out right there. Anytime you get completely out of system like that, the passer was basically prone all the way on the sand to get up and put it away. That's huge.
So back to a 4-point advantage as we see Haley Harward go with the strong jump serve. Out of system. And that's a point for Reeves and Harward. Again, all starts with the service pressure.
Seen some talking underneath the net from Urango and Capers. Not sure what they were unhappy with there.
Well, they need to be a little bit more concerned with their setting to one another, because that seems to be sort of a challenge for them both, not putting the ball where they need each other to attack it. As Harward gets back to it now, she misses that serve into the net.
Here we go, Tina.
But Urango will serve now, still down by 4, trying to find that aggressive jump serving that she's known for, but it goes into the net again. And the lead grows to 5 points, just 2 points away from taking this opening set is the 5 seed. Jump float serve over to Capers. Stays left side. Harward with a nice diving block back to the line, but Emily Capers scores the point. So the real question, Dane, is if Capers and Urango can go on a little run here and put some pressure on their opponents. Pass option play by Harward, and it scores.
That's a hard play, an option play from the off arm, so that ball has to cross Haley Harward's body, and then she puts it into that cross court. Good timing by her, good composure to get that 5-point lead.
And with that 5-point lead, Dane, it's set point now for Haley Harward and Kelly Reeves. High toss, strong jump serve down the middle. Urango from the right. Nice dig, though, from Haley. Urango gets the dig, and Emily Capers on 2. Ball still alive, though. Reeves with no one up. Capers gets the dig. And Capers counterattacks nicely to score the point, and we'll play on.
Great rally right there, back and forth. Great opportunities to score, but it's Capers and Urango, the veterans, taking care of business.
So 4 more opportunities at set point for Reeves and Harward. Good jump serve. Harward on 2, dug by Urango back over. Second chance for Haley now. And another dig over on 1. Third chance for Harward, and she goes line this time to the open court. And Haley Harward, Kelly Reeves have done it, taking the first set here on Stadium Court in this quarterfinal matchup, 21-16. Looking to pull off an upset here as the 5 seed leads over the 1 seed. Stay with us for more action after this quick break.
Yeah, we're getting in our sack.
radio gym shorts that you have from college, they're done. Get them out of here. It's time to upgrade your short game with the one from Fabletics, man.
We love them. Your girlfriend will be stealing these. They're the best.
This fabric fixes another major issue, fit.
It's got this crazy stretch to it that looks so cute when I do my yoga or errands or like literally anything. They're the most comfortable, best feeling, luxe-tastic fabric that we have ever worn.
I'm Carrie Walsh Jennings. I've played with lots of injuries and sore muscles. KT Tape has helped me push past the pain. Today, clinical studies prove what I've always known, that using KT Tape before, during, and after workouts can reduce muscle soreness. Whether it's the Olympics or the local gym, pain is pain.
Tape up with KT Tape, the #1 kinesiology tape. Use it for muscle soreness and many common injuries. KT Tape, train longer, finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me, it'll work for you.
Dear Mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear lots of you have discovered a real Hawaiian favorite, Big Wave Golden Ale. That's the good kind of stuff, yeah, bro. Maybe it's the island flavor that makes each sip taste like a little vacation.
Got your beers here.
That's a whole lot of little vacations right there, huh, brother? That's like a big vacation. Retirement. One life, right? Mahalo. Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.
And welcome back to Central Florida. Quick glance at the statistics from set number 1. Matt Prosser alongside Dane Blanton. Dane, any of those numbers stand out to you?
Well, definitely the hitting percentage. Harward and Reeves are dominating there. No aces on either side so far, but one block, and you'd think it'd go to the side of Capers, but that one block is on the side of Harward and Reeves. Capers is going to have to win the net battle for sure if they're going to get back into this one.
Yeah, and quite a few service errors from the side of Urango and Capers as well. We've been talking about it a lot throughout this match so far. The service pressure paying off for Reeves and Harward. We'll see if they can continue that form here in set number 2 and try to pull off the 2-set sweep and pull off the upset as well. We've already seen one top seed go down on the men's side today. About 20 minutes, we'll find out if that'll happen on the women's side as well. Serve goes to Capers, her first swing of the second set. With a little something extra behind that one, Dane.
Yeah, I like what I see right there, Emily Day, and I like the enthusiasm and the celebration at the end. She makes a really tough pass, gets up, gathers herself, and crushes it. Love the fist bump.
Good serve from Urango over to Harward. There's the dig, and now a chance for Gina to score on the counterattack. Harward on one, though, and it hits the inline for a point and side out.
Smart play right there by Harward. Not every player can pull that off. You kind of got to pick your spots, but she knows that both players are close to the net. She can go deep on one and have some success.
Reeves goes to the jump float serve at Capers and gets the service ace down the line.
I guess we chalk that up as her first ace of the match right there. Shank to the left and out of bounds.
So back to a lead now. Reeves serving at 2-1 in set number 2. Good set there, and Capers drives that one deep to the corner. Another solid swing by Emily Capers.
Yeah, I like her swing into that deep corner. It's effective. You don't need to hit that ball straight down. So many players trying to bang the ball straight down. If you can hit those deep corners, you're going to be in good shape.
Especially against a smaller blocker, Dane, like Haley Harward. Aim high and deep and try to hit that sideline or inline for the point. Nice dig by Gina. She counterattacks it off of the tape and down for the point. So Gina starting to find her defensive prowess now and then converting it for a point. Capers will get back to it, serving with the lead now, 3-2 here in set number 2. But she misses that serve into the net. Haley Harward moves over to the corner, goes with the jump float serve, but she hits that one too strong, and it sails through the end line. So back-to-back service errors takes us to the first side switch. You know, fun dynamic to this match, Dan, is that both of these teams, this is their first tournament together, and I think essentially only their third match together as partnerships. We talked about Reeves and Harward, but we haven't said much about Urango and Capers pairing up nicely. It seems that they're still trying to figure out where to set the ball to each other, and it might be leading to a couple of errors.
Yeah, you know, every new partnership kind of gels a little bit differently, and they're trying to find their way. But the thing that they have on their side is they're both veterans, right? You got Emily Capers at 35 years of age, Urango's 33. They both won tournaments, so they know how to play at the top level. But they just have to get a little more in sync and be more vocal with one another. And maybe, you know, that's the difference for them. Talking a little more, making small adjustments, set me inside, outside, who's going to take what. But until they do that, it's going to be rough.
Well, they were able to get that side out and keep that 1-point lead as Capers serves through the middle. A little out of system now. Reeves had to run around her partner, and Capers gets a chance, but Harward's there for the block point.
Wow. And we mentioned she's just 5'9", Matt, and she is getting up and over higher than the taller player that is 6'1". So she's giving up, you know, close to 4 inches, but her vertical, she's gaining it back, and she's thrown it back right there. So it's another block for the team of Harward and Reeves, and you put that ace on top of things, they're winning in a lot of categories.
Jump serve from Harward goes into the net. So the block point kind of gets negated by that service error, as Urango will serve back to that 1-point advantage now. Nice pass from Haley, goes to the right side attack. There's a dig from Gina. Nice running set, nobody up, and Gina scores the point in transition.
Well, that's what Gina Urango does best, is play defense, get the ball up in the air, and then convert. There's the dig. Nice set by Capers, putting it right on the spot, allowing Urango to rip it right down the middle.
So a 2-point advantage now for Urango as she serves over to Reeves. Goes for the back set. That opens up that cut shot, and that's nicely executed by Kelly Reeves.
Solid cut shot right there. Reeves looking like she squared her shoulders, looked like she might go line, and she just cut it. Nobody's anywhere close to that one.
Kelly's brother Jake Reeves played men's volleyball at UCLA. As her serve catches the tape and is passed by Capers. And there's a dig. But that is where the size of Emily Capers comes into play. Puts that ball back down for the point.
Yeah, she was all over that one. Harward couldn't even see her coming, and she just stuffed it.
So after the side switch and the block from Emily Capers, it's a 2-point advantage. Emily goes with that jump serve over to Kelly Reeves once again from the left. And Kelly Reeves aims high for the hands, catches the fingers, and scores the point.
Yeah, solid pass by Reeves and a good kick out, great approach angle, and doing it all with her footwork.
So Harward back to the inline now. Strong jump serve passed well. Gina goes on 2, but Reeves picks it up. Now just a free ball back over to Capers. Back set, and Capers unleashes on that one, hammering it cross court for the point.
Yeah, Capers right there, definitely showing her athleticism, completely sacrifices, get up and just crunch that ball right there. She's playing with a lot of fire.
Urango jump serving now over to Harward. Gina gets the dig, now a chance with no blocker up. A little miscommunication there, Dane, as Reeves and Harward didn't go to the net to block. Urango scores the point.
Yeah, that's what you get when you're split blocking. So sometimes you just don't know whose responsibility it is in the middle of a rally like that, and they completely got caught off guard.
And finally, Gina Urango dials up the service ace right down the middle.
Yeah, this is the interesting thing about being a veteran and experience is, you get a lead. It's not a matter of doing anything different. Just stay consistent. And that's what Capers and Urango have done. You notice they did not panic when things were not going their way. And now they look like they're in control here in the second set.
Well, a few moments ago, we saw a great play by Haley Harward. It's going to turn into the Wilson Volleyball play of the day. Here it comes, this over on one dig right there into the open court for a point. The Wilson Volleyball play of the day from Haley Harward.
Yeah, such a smart decision by Harward, and Urango and Capers could only hope that that ball would have been out of bounds, but Capers and Urango, as I mentioned, Matt, not panicking after losing that first set, and now playing really solid volleyball. The pressure right now, I think, is on Kelly Reeves and Haley Harward.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Dane. Urango and Capers have definitely turned the tables. They've got to be happy with the way that they've responded here to start set number 2. And the question mark will be, how do Reeves and Harward balance it out now, being down by a couple of points here in set number 2? So a key serve coming up now for Gina Urango after the timeout. They've got a 4-point advantage, their biggest lead of the match. And Urango tries to go down the middle again, but misses long. A strong serve, but a close miss. Dane, would you call that a good miss?
Not after a timeout. I think that you want to make that serve, but you want to go for it. And I would, Matt, call it a good miss because I always like to serve the ball deep and not into the net. So if you serve it deep on that end line, it gives the opportunity for the opposition to pass the ball, even if it's in or out. But that time they didn't.
Now Urango gets the side out and reestablishes that 4-point advantage. Now Capers moving to the right side of the court, goes with that jump float serve down the line to Reeves. Inside low set, and Reeves gets creative. I think she went with her left hand on that one, Dane.
Yeah, she did. It was a nice little kind of pokey swipe at the ball, placing it just out of reach. And as we take a look at it here, here's that short serve. He runs in. Nice body control right there, not broad jumping into the blocker, just really keeping her composure.
So after that side out, brings us to the 21-point technical timeout. And we'll take a quick look over at court number 1, the women's match. 5-point advantage for Popinga and Kina over Creamer and Lindahl. Strong right side attack right there for the point. Short serve not working. So we get a glance back over to Stadium Court, and Dane, a review of the women's champions from 2022.
Yeah, it was a great season, and Cloth and Nuss kind of picked up where they left off in 21, but you see the highlighted Tina Gradina, Haley Harward, Julia Scholes, Gina Urango, all Trojans right there, and Haley and Gina winning their first event ever. Of course, then Sarah Hughes and Kalinsky winning, and then Cloth and Nuss finishing strong. You know, Cloth and Nuss also this weekend finishing in 4th place in Australia. So they're making a run for Paris as well. But it's been a fantastic season on the AVP Tour. 2022 is going to be a season to be remembered.
Well, back to action as Gina Urango with a great pass, then goes for the back set. Drives it cross court for the winner. And they are playing with some good confidence and momentum on their side right now, halfway through set number 2 here. 13 serving 9, looking to win the set and force that 3rd set tiebreaker as the jump serve goes into the net. That toss looked a little bit low, contact point not quite where Gina wanted it to be. See if Kelly Reeves can keep the ball in play, as that one goes out of bounds to the inline. So a bit more service errors in set number 2 than set 1 for all 4 of these athletes. Emily Capers now. This one stays in, passed well from Reeves. And Kelly Reeves attacks high from the left side, goes cross court for the winner.
Let's earn one here.
Yeah, I think all 4 players trying to turn up the heat from the service line, but it's resulted in a lot of balls out of bounds, and you got to control it though. Doesn't do you any good missing serves.
Harward keeps that jump serve in. Here comes Capers. There's a dig by Harward. Nice set. Oh, great diving save, but Urango can't keep the ball alive. Harward and Reeves get one back.
And that's a huge point. There's the retreating blocker. They hit right at her. It's always more difficult for the retreating blocker to make the defensive play. And it's just a 2-point ball game.
Harward trying to go down the line that time, but misses wide. An aggressive attempt there after scoring that real point. Gives it back. See 7 service errors and 6 service errors respectively, so still a 3-point advantage though for Urango and Capers. Good block but covered. Second chance for Harward, goes to the corner. Gina runs it down. Oh, but Kelly Reeves gets the over on one to drop for the point.
What a play by Reeves right there. Kind of left-handed stab that ends up in the deep court. There's a little rainbow by Harward. Doesn't work, doesn't fool Urango, but this left-handed defensive play by Kelly Reeves is spectacular.
So a little momentum on the side of Reeves and Harward after that one. Down by 2 after the side switch. Can they capitalize on it? Reeves with the jump float serve. Overpass. Harward takes care of it. And another fast point for the 5 seed.
Yeah, that was close to the net. Check it out here. She never touches the ball, and those are one of those plays that you got to be careful not to go over until at least part of the ball is on top of the net, and Haley Harward did a great job with that.
So Gina from the right side, blocked but covered by Capers. Second chance, hard angle that time by Emily to score the point. Good aggressive swing on the counterattack. Dan, that's a great moment to talk about how important it is to cover your partner. As Gina hit the ball off of Harward's block, Capers is there, gets a second chance. If she hadn't covered it, she wouldn't have gotten that opportunity.
Yeah, covers are so underrated, right? So many people don't put a premium when they practice, and it's so costly when you don't cover, and it can change a match if you do cover. You know, covering yourself gives yourself another 3 opportunities, but so many people just kind of think that, hey, they'll just kind of wing it instead of practicing it. If you practice it, you'll be ready for it.
Now Capers comes back and misses that serve, so Harward now down by 1 goes right back over to Capers. And she goes down the line with a nice swing for the point. Gotta love hearing that positive reinforcement from Capers. Back to that 2-point advantage to her partner and teammate. Gina's jump serve catches the tape. Reeves goes for the back set. Nice play from Capers. That ball's tight though. Reeves on 1 for the 3rd time in this match. 2 for her now, 1 for her partner. That strategy seems to be working.
Yeah, it's just wild that they've pulled it off. You know why? Because they do it when it presents itself. They're not forcing it at all. It's just, you know, a time to try to get that ball down quickly, and they've made some great decisions so far.
Great court awareness and volleyball IQ, if you will. As Urango goes left-handed off of Harward's block and out of bounds.
You know, now it's getting tight right now. This last few points of a set are so crucial. You got to settle down, get the ball control going, and keep it in bounds. No unforced errors.
Capers steps up, clinging to that 2-point advantage. Dig by Gina. Can she make it 3 points? Oh, and a missed opportunity as the attack goes out of bounds to the inline.
Yeah, it looked like Urango had a great play up, and then Capers pulled her way off the net. She had to jump backwards and try to calibrate that ball into the corner. Just didn't happen for her, and so it's a 1-point game.
Nice crowd on hand, enjoying a lovely Saturday afternoon here in Florida. Thanks for joining us wherever you might be watching. Dane Blanton and Matt Prosser here in the broadcast booth. 17 serving 18 here in set 2. Good footwork from Emily Capers and a nice placement over the block and down for the point.
If you're Emily and you're Urango, you're thinking to yourself, just 2 more points right now, 2 more points. Keep this ball in. I think they're playing some great defense and give themselves as many opportunities to make it happen here in the 2nd set.
Gina goes to her jump serve, over to Reeves. Passed nicely though. And an aggressive left side attack from Kelly Reeves gets the point.
A nice high hit by Reeves off the block. She didn't try to beat the block low. She went high off the hands. Smart decision.
So now down by 1, Reeves will serve. Working on Capers from the left. Nice high set. And Capers seeing the open court, placing it nicely down the line. Brings them to set point, Dane.
Yeah, set point pressure right now on Harward and Reeves. Just pass that ball, get to 19, and then maybe you run it on a real organized play, but you got to get the side out first.
So first opportunity at set point. Pass by Reeves, goes to the back set. Capers drops, and then Reeves with a little extra look through the net after that point.
Yeah, I really like that aggressive hit, that back set right there, and she put that thing away. She's really turned up her offense, Kelly Reeves has.
So 19 serving 20, 1 side out away from winning the set, as Harward goes for the jump serve over to Urango. Bump set now over to the right side, and she gets it down the line and in the court for the point, winning set number 2, 21-19. And Dane, as we expected, we're going to go the distance here. 3rd set tiebreaker. between the 1 seed and the 5 seed. Stay with us. Set number 3 coming up after this quick break.
Those radio gym shorts that you have from college, they're done. Get them out of here. It's time to upgrade your short game with the one from Fabletics, man.
We love them. Your girlfriend will be stealing these. They're the best.
This fabric fixes another major issue, fit.
It's got this crazy stretch to it that looks so cute when I do my yoga or errands or like literally anything. They're the most comfortable, best feeling, luxe-tastic fabric that we have ever worn.
Welcome back for second set statistics as Urango and Capers responded nicely and forced us to a third set tiebreaker. Dane Bland, Matt Prosser. Dane, what do you see from these stats that really stand out to you?
You know, looking at those stats, it's close, right? And I think that Capers and Urango kind of turned things around, but look at all the errors, the service errors on both sides of the net, going for it. You know, you're going for it, but you're not getting that ratio. I would say like 3 to 1's a little bit better, right? If you're going to get aces to errors, as we take a look at those seeds right there. So many teams in the contenders bracket already top seeds, and that kind of shows you the level and the depth, even though a ton of teams are actually playing internationally this weekend. It just kind of shows you the depth of the teams that we're dealing with these days.
So back to action to start set number 3. Urango with a strong jump serve over to Reeves. Touched off the block, nice pickup. Reeves with the dig though, and chance. Capers with the one-handed stab. Urango with the pursuit. A free ball back though over to Harward. Right side attack. Gina with the dig. Over on 1 for the 4th time. What a way to start set number 3 with the point going to Haley Harward and Kelly Reeves.
Wow, you know, you got to be thinking to yourself that you can't keep doing that. They're gonna become aware and they're gonna make adjustments, but I guess if it's still available, you keep going at it, right, Matt?
Absolutely. It's working. Can they get it a few more times here in this shorter game to 15 as Capers responds nicely from the left side?
Yeah, I love that hit from the left side. Really elevating, hitting that ball with a lot of velocity and playing with a nice focus. As you said, the first time these two players are playing together, and so trying to work out some of the kinks.
But a service error from Emily Capers over outside the sideline is a free point to Kelly Reeves and Harward. Jump float serve passed well by Capers. Inside set. Harward drops and gets the dig. Reeves pursues it, but they can't get the ball over.
That ball went over, but it traveled on the outside of the antenna.
Kelly Reeves arguing for a little ball flight travel around the antenna, but called out of bounds as it went over the antenna.
Yeah, I guess it's closer than we all thought. Here's the dig. Reeves gets up all up, and then that is extremely close.
And some pressure from the inline results in a service ace and a 3-2 lead, Capers and Urango.
Yeah, I think that's a second ace for them, but 9 errors as well. So, and they're risking it, and it seems to be working so far. But a lot of missed serves on both sides.
So after the side switch, Urango will jump serve over to Harward from the right side. And that's a sharp cut shot once again from Haley Harward.
Yeah, right here, the defense is dug in. Urango's cheating a little bit too early to the line, and Harward takes a look.
Dan, talking about how physical Haley Harward is, she's a great jumper, obviously, but one thing that stands out to me is how vertical she keeps her torso, utilizing every inch of height through that part of her body and staying tall when she attacks.
Yeah, she really gets the, everything out of her 5'9" frame, and she works so hard in the weight room with that posture, with that technique of jumping, and it's really benefited her. We've seen some of these net cam shots, and she's getting up as high as the 6'1" capers many times.
Reeves with a very gentle cut shot from the left side in front of Urango. So we're tied now at 4 points apiece, and Dane, you would expect this third set to go back and forth as it is, and just one team trying to break away. It's going to be a battle back and forth as it has been all match.
Yeah, I think this could come down to like a deuce game at the end, a 2-point game. Both these teams playing very evenly, and as this goes on, they kind of figure out each other. But again, we want to focus on who can block up at the net and who's going to win the service battle. And right now, it seems like a bit of an edge is going to Capers and Urango.
Well, that was a huge moment right there, as the cover that we were speaking about earlier, Dane, by Urango gives her side 3 more contacts. They score the point, giving themselves now that 1-point advantage, 5 serving 4 here in set number 3.
Yeah, Matt, and what I didn't like about that, Haley Harward blocked that ball, and then instead of staying at the net, she took off and left the net. And there's an error again, putting it right on top of the net. But you know what I mean? You block a ball, you don't run off the net, but she's accustomed to being in the backcourt and not a blocker. And so that's something that has to be learned.
Well, learned is Emily Capers as the one true blocker on the court, waiting at the net, and is the beneficiary of that overpass. Hits it down for the point, and it's a 6-4 side switch now, a 2-point advantage. But you see Reeves and Harward decide to call their timeout now. We'll take a glance over to court 1 during that timeout, and looks like we're going to have an official come down off the stand to look at the ball mark. Papinga and Kina winning the first set, 21-18 over their opponents, Creamer and Lindahl. John King, our head official there on court number 1, confirming that the ball mark was out of bounds. You could hear him on the microphone there. As we get back to action there, that serve goes out of bounds to the inline. So some high-level competition going on multiple courts here in Florida today. If you're around, try to stop by. If not, I hope you're enjoying this broadcast here on AVP TV. Good communication there, strong attack, but the dig keeps the ball alive, and now just a free ball back over, though. And a nice counter-attack cross-court for the winner. So back over to Stadium Court now. This is a winner's bracket match, so winner will move on to the semifinals. Losers will move down to the contenders bracket as Urango goes with that strong jump serve again. Harward with the back set. There's a dig. And Gina drives that one down the middle with no blocker in front of her.
Gina Urango really read Harward well and dug that ball across court and then is able to convert it. So she's been kind of baiting her into that the entire match, and now she makes her pay for it.
And a nice run for Urango and Capers, up by 3.
No. Yes.
Harward goes down the line and misses wide. So it's now a 4-point advantage for Urango and Capers.
We'll see now the wheels are spinning right now. They're just looking for answers. They just switched sides. Harward moved to the left, Reeves to the right. I've never been a huge fan of that type of a strategy. Let's see if it works here.
Another rundown by Urango. Counter attack, it's dug back over. Capers gets in on it, and she goes on 2 to score.
So as you can see, Matt, this thing got out of control really quickly. It was 4-all, and now we're looking at 9-5. But you just have to stay the course. That's what we're seeing. A little more panic on the younger side of Harward and Reeves, whereas Capers, Urango kind of going about their business and kind of riding the wave of the ups and downs.
They've gotten better as this match has progressed, minus the maybe a few too many service errors. Gina Urango's defense has definitely stepped up here in the 3rd set tiebreaker. Set off the net, another dig for Urango. Harward's there with the dig and somehow gets it over on 1 again, just out of the reach of Emily Capers.
So you can tell Harward and Reeves kind of looking for answers. All they need to do is really, pass that ball forward, do what they normally do, and don't try to do anything special at this point. Just do what has gotten you to this point.
Good handset there by Urango, and Capers swings hard into the cross court. Gets the ball to go out of bounds, and it's a 10-5 side switch, a 5-point advantage now here in set number 3.
If you're Urango and you're Capers, you're thinking the damage has been done. Urango with 20 digs already in this one. But now it's just about settling in, making sure you win the rally when you're siding out, and you're just 5 points away.
7 digs in this set alone for Gina Urango. Another tough serve from Capers results in another point. Adding to their lead now, it's 11-5 in set number 3. What a turnaround by the veterans, Emily Capers and Gina Urango.
Yeah, currently on a 7-1 run. It was 4-all, and we were talking about this thing going in overtime or a 2-point deuce game. And now Capers and Urango have completely blown this one wide open.
Short float serve from the inline over to Reeves. Capers with the dig. And that one's not going to come back. So finally a side out for Kelly Reeves and Haley Harward. But the damage has been done, Dane. A 5-point deficit as Kelly Reeves prepares to serve.
Run continues. It's 7-2 since that 4-all, and Capers and Urango just have been really solid here in this 3rd set.
So from the shadows there, Reeves will go to the jump float serve and play defense over to Urango.
No one!
On the right side, nobody up. Gina Urango makes them pay and hammers that ball off of Harward and into the crowd.
Yeah, that's not the time you want to drop, but remember, Haley Harward, more of a defender than a dropper, and we knew that would be a big issue here in this one.
Urango with the jump serve, but a foot fault is called. So a service error and a point over to Harward and Reeves. Now from the inline, looking for a little magic. Harward goes with the serve over to Capers, who swings freely. And right now, Urango and Capers playing with a lot of confidence, Dane.
Yeah, they're just blasting the ball. They're just feeling good. They're focused. They're locked in. and they're doing their thing. And Harward and Reeves are in a little bit of trouble right here, really are in a hole. It's going to be hard to dig themselves out. But we talked about it. It's the switch blocking. It's not used to being a blocker. You know, Haley Harward could be a great blocker, but she's not a full-time blocker, so she has a defensive mentality, and therefore we've seen a lot of open nets for Capers and Urango.
And speaking of an open net, Reeves swings freely on that back set and scores.
That was a heck of a hit by Kelly Reeves. Comes all the way around, nobody up there, and then kind of does a little limbo move, not netting underneath.
So Reeves has to put some pressure now on Urango and Capers. They can just side out 2 more times to win this match. Reeves with a nice diving save on that. Urango from the left side catches the tape. Chance for Harward now. Another dig by Urango. And Urango goes with the cut shot that falls in front of Reeves to score their 14th point, and it's match point now for the 1 seed.
Yeah, you know, Kelly Reeves very disappointed with herself at the end of this one because I think she let this ball go thinking that it was out, and you always want to play the close ones, especially down the stretch.
So match point opportunity number 1. Gina Urango with the jump serve. Over to Reeves. Tight set. Urango shovels it over. Second chance now. Another dig by Urango for the win. And Gina Urango and Emily Capers coming from behind after losing the first set. Staying patient, showing their veteranship and experience. They pull out a 3-set victory, 15-8, in a very convincing fashion over the 5th-seeded team of Kelly Reeves and Haley Harward.
Yeah, that was something. That was some turnaround right there by Capers and Urango, and they just, you know, kind of did it as veterans do. They went about their business. They never panicked, stayed the course, and then just completely dominated in the 3rd set, winning 15-18. And it was just a little too much of a roller coaster and a lot of ups and downs for Harward and Reeves.
Well, the 1 seed gets the victory. They punch their ticket to the semifinals. They'll wait to see who they play on Sunday morning here in Florida. Meanwhile, for Reeves and Harward, they'll continue in the contenders bracket. They'll still have an opportunity to make it to the semifinals, but they'll play again later today in what was a very entertaining match, Dane, between these two first-time partnerships in this final event of the season.
Yeah, and like you said, Harward and Reeves, you know what I mean? They can come back, and they played well. They'll definitely have their opportunity, and I expect to see them on Sunday.
Final look at some highlights from this very entertaining matchup on Stadium Court. That was the final point. That's how Urango and Capers got it done. As we'll take a look at some match statistics. Capers and Urango winning the hitting percentage, winning the controlled block, and also winning the aces also over their opponents. But it's the 1 seeds advancing to the semifinals. For my broadcast partner, Dane Blanton, I'm Matt Prosser. Thanks for joining us. Come back in a little bit for some men's action from Stadium Court in Central Florida.